Hey everybody, Joe here. It's the weekend, and I feel like on the weekend, what I like to do is get really creative. During the week, I usually don't have time, so sometimes like Saturday or Sunday, I try and get really creative. And that doesn't mean I always have the time to be creative, but I try to get creative. So I thought I'd show you a little bit about the mixes that we launched during Top Chef Canada. This is the chocolate chipper, one of my all-time favorite recipes. We've made these for all our clients, so many of the parties that we catered over the last 10 years. We brought these little chocolate chip cookies, but I thought I'd show you about how we like to take these to the next level. You can do this with all of our mixes, really kind of get creative. So when you get the chocolate chip mix, and we ship it across Canada, so anywhere you are, we'll ship it to you. So when you get the mix, all you really have to do is add 1 stick of butter. This recipe in particular, you get a little recipe card on the back, calls for a half an egg. Don't ask, long story, it's better with half an egg. But in this particular recipe where I'm gonna show you how to take it to the next level, just leave it out. So all you need is 1 stick of butter, and I always put in a little bit of vanilla, put in whatever flavoring you like, almond, orange, anything you want. So what we're gonna do is make like a deep dish cookie. So this really just takes something pretty simple, chocolate chip cookie, kind of to the next level, gives it a real different texture. We can add lots of things to it. You know how I love to add as much as I can. So what I do, sometimes I use, if I want a really deep one, this will make 6 really big cookies or 12 smaller cookies. So you could use a 6 pan. I did some earlier today with the 6, but I'll show you with the 12 cup pan. Let's go through that. And really you can add anything you like. And I always say, like, don't go out and buy anything, just use whatever you have on hand. Being a chef, I have a lot of things on hand. So I have these really nice dark chocolate covered peanuts. I've got these sliced almonds, which have a really good crunch, better than this kind of slivered almonds. Cocoa nibs, which I put in everything. Candied orange, I also use all the time. It's pretty much the only dried fruit I usually have around. This is some dried coconut, but like flaked coconut, not the shredded coconut, to just add a little bit more elegance to it. This is something new I found. These are chopped toasted cashews. So these are gonna be fun to work with. So inside your packet, you get the packet, it's got the dry mix in it, but it also has the sugar in it. I just kind of separated them out to show you. So it's really important that you cream the butter and the sugar together really well. And then once you've made your dough, you wanna set it in the fridge for a couple of hours, and if you can, overnight. This really gives you, kind of caramelizes the dough. The dough will change a little bit in color, and it really gives it a nutty flavor, and I think that adds probably the best flavor you can to make these cookies. I think this is when people sort of say, like, what's in there? And it's really just time. It allows the flour to absorb a lot of the liquid from the butter, the humidity, and it starts to sort of caramelize, and the flavor is really, really good. So what I'm gonna do here is put some of the dough in the bottom of this pan. And in this particular case, I didn't do this earlier today, but in this particular case, I'm just gonna press it down like a tiny bit. Just making sure I've sort of covered most of the bottom. And again, I'm not sure this is gonna actually fit in 12, so I'm gonna go with 8 here. Close to 8, 8-ish. You know, it's really just about doing whatever you feel comfortable with, and you're not gonna mess it up. These are gonna be great. I've also set the oven to 350. So now I'm kind of just press that in there just a little bit. Then I'm gonna start to add a few things. So in this particular one, I really wanna add nuts, but I also wanna use this crazy new ingredient I found. Look at this. This is pumpkin seed butter. And it's just the most amazing color. So I'm gonna make these all one kind of flavor, but by all means, you can make each one a different flavor. So I'm gonna put sort of like maybe 1 large teaspoon or sort of 2, maybe 1.5 teaspoons of this pumpkin seed butter. You know, you can use whatever you have. I'm trying to get these to be kind of a little bit brighter because they can be pretty brown if all you're adding is nuts. You can also add more chocolate. I've always said my favorite chocolate chip cookie is really chocolate held together with just a little bit of dough. So, okay, these are all getting pumpkin butter here. I'm just gonna do 6 of them so we can move on. And you know how I feel about texture. So cocoa nibs for everybody. cocoa nib, and you get a cocoa nib, and you get a cocoa nib. I'm also gonna put in some of these really love peanuts. I really, really love chocolate covered peanuts. So I'm gonna throw in a few of these chocolate covered peanuts. Sometimes I put these on top because they kind of stay looking pretty nice. And I usually kind of decide as I'm going. Then I'm gonna take the rest of my dough. It's in the bowl. If you put it in the fridge, give it a little bit of time to warm up. Otherwise it's kind of hard to work with, but don't worry. You can crumble this, pull it apart with a fork. It's very forgiving. So now I'm gonna kind of cover up what I've done in there, but don't fully cover it up. You want it to kind of, everything, all those ingredients that you've just put in, you kind of want them to poke through a little bit. That will give a really beautiful look. You know, you're kind of taking this to the next level. Be a little pastry chef at home. Yeah, I think I could probably, let me finish these two. I think I'm going, what's that, 6, 8. This is gonna make 8 really, really well. If you want thinner ones, go for it, do 12. If you want really, really fat ones, do 6. They turned out really well, I already ate one. Okay, so I'm gonna stick these in there. What did I put in there? Cocoa nib and some peanuts. And again, like if you wanna make them all different, go for it. Okay, so I just wanna make sure when I'm doing this, that I have enough cookie dough that's gonna kind of cover a little bit of everything here. Okay. I also love the oranges. I may go a little orange on here too. Okay, so I want each one to be pretty even. Oh yeah. And I see the pumpkin butter sort of shining through. I'm gonna go and do just a little bit of orange on top of these. You know, I'm my most creative when I'm sort of like in it, saying, oh yeah, that would taste good and that would taste good. So, you know, go with the flow on this. So I'm gonna put these in the oven at 350. I wanna say it's gonna be about 15 minutes. I tend to like to underbake them so they're really soft inside, but of course take it a bit further if you want. All you're looking for is that it's kind of a little browned around the edge. When I take them out, I'm gonna leave them for about 5 to 7 minutes. This is a fantastic tool, little palette knife. You can order it online, not expensive. When these are warm, you kind of wanna press this around the edge of the pan, like really scrape around the edge. That will prevent it from sticking to the side. And while they're still warm to the touch, but you know, you can pick it up, then you're gonna flip it over onto a cooling rack. And I will show you those right now. Look at these beauties. So these I did this morning with all sorts of different flavors inside. Here's the one with some chocolate peanuts that I did. Let me break this open. So basically, deep dish chocolate chip cookie. I feel like I would want to even, if I pressed it into the pan, and then I'd want to put like a dollop of peanut butter or something so it would kind of stick into the middle. These are so fantastic. This is just one way you can use the chocolate chip mix. So many other ways. I'm hopefully going to do a bunch of videos and show you how, but get creative, think outside of the box. Same with the scones and everything that we have in the pantry that ships across Canada. And I've made a gigantic mess, which is my MO, so don't worry about it. You know, get creative. I believe in one of these I put some jam, strawberry jam. I'll have to find that one. Oh, here it is. Strawberry jam. That one looks pretty good. I better taste this one for you guys, just to make sure. I'm never going back. I'm never making a regular cookie again. Oh my God. Those are so good. Use whatever you have on hand. You know, I happen to have these little packets around. I have no idea why I have these around, but someone must have brought something over, but I kept them. These are perfect. Use them up. Use up whatever you got. So have a great time with this. I can't wait to see what you post. Get really creative. Tell me what you're using, and I'm gonna bake those up, and then I will post them in my stories and in the feed, and I'll also put the recipe. Sign up for the newsletter so that you can get the recipe every single week, and have a link to the video on YouTube. And I hope you have a beautiful weekend. I'm gonna need to do a second workout now after I eat a tray of these. Enjoy, guys. Bye.